that our setup is done, I will start to warm up and tell you a little bit about what I have planned for this vlog. And the idea is to do a mixed training, both planche and front lever. So we're going to try to start with a couple of combinations, just updating a little bit my current calisthenics level. I'm going for straight arm touch in front lever, 2 pull-ups to touch and 6 pull-ups with more or less clean form. And then in planche I'm starting with combinations again, because I had this injury in my wrist when I get in the full planche, you know, because of over-inclinating, over-leaning over my wrist. So I got it a little bit inflamed, and that led to some stagnation for a time. But now we can go back to training usually the planche. And the idea for today is to start with a couple of attempts, so maximum intensity, then a couple of combinations with some push-ups and presses in straddle planche, and then go for some more routine-like exercises. And then the routine will be totally a mix, so basically supersets of planche plus front lever or front lever plus planche. So that's basically it.
Round 1. Fight!
Pretty happy with this first combination, to be honest. I think the strength arm touch, even though it wasn't my longest hold, each time I'm getting closer and closer to the bar, and that's something I really value, to be honest, because you know, when you're starting to get your first simple front lever touches, that it gets literally months to go from a touch front lever that's 2 fingers from the bar to a touch front lever that is touching really the bar. So in the straight arm touch it's even harder, you know. It gets even more time, even more dedication, even more work to tighten that little space that is between your hips and the bar. So I'm really happy with it, to be honest. And then of course the better I do the straight arm touch, then the rest of the combination gets a little bit degraded, but that's normal and I'm really happy with it. And now I'm going to do some more combinations. As I said, I'm going to alternate a front lever combination to a planche combination, and that will be it for a total of 5 combinations, let's say. So now we're going to do a half leg planche, no band, just free hold, trying to hold as much as we can and as clean as we can, and yeah, that's basically it.
No, it's time! Can you take us down?
Okay, so this one combo was a little bit harder, especially because the first straight arm touch always drains a lot of the capacity I have to produce intensity. And then I find that this kind of combination, these pull-ups to touch, is very interesting because it mixes both this volume of having to do a couple of reps and then the intensity at the end of the touch. So that's very interesting. And each time I'm starting to get it closer and closer and closer to the bar. And I think it's a matter of some trainings that I can do this 2 to touch really with my hips in the bar. But yeah, of course it is different if you do it in the first attempt of the training or in the second. So that really makes a big difference. Let's keep up with the planche. at least we got the press. I know it was terrible, but yeah, at least we're getting our body used to these kind of combinations again. So that's something very positive, and I hope in a couple months I can perform this with some, let's say, proper technique, a push-up that's not so bad, and then a proper press. But yeah, let's work toward this, because I think this is very positive in order to being able to increase the time under tension. So doing these kind of combinations has this in mind basically, because I found that it is the most effective method for me, just incrementing the time under tension so that my nervous system can get used to the movements. So yeah, let's keep training this way and see what this approach leads us to in the couple next months. Okay, and you'll probably be asking yourself now, in the supersets, why are you doing first front lever and then planche, if planche is always more difficult for everyone? Okay, so it's basically because I feel like in planche I can cheat a bit more with my legs, and in front lever I try not to do that much, so that allows me to do dynamic movements a little bit easier in planche, so I do it afterwards, the front lever. I know that means I will progress more in front lever than in planche, but to be honest I'm not too concerned about the progress in planche to skyrocket. I mean, to be honest, I'm pretty fine with a solid full planche hold, and that's what I'm aiming for right now. Not crazy things like a lot of push-ups and a lot of presses, etc. So it's that crazy level that I'm aiming for in front lever. So because I know my genetics are better for front lever, I know that I have potential and that I can do a lot of good things in front lever, very advanced. I know this because I have trained with my own body for a lot of time, and I know what my potential is, and clearly front lever surpasses planche for me personally, so I'm focusing into it a little bit more. That doesn't mean I'm keeping planche totally aside, as you see I'm not, but I have, let's say, more difficult goals in front lever because I know my own limitations, so that's a little bit the idea. That's definitely overkill. I shouldn't have done this push-up pattern, but basically sign us that it is the end of my of my strength in straddle planche. Apart from now, I will only be able to do basically some pulse negatives and nothing else. So let's pick the rubber band and do a bit of technique together with the last sets of front lever. So right now I'm going to finish cooking the post-workout meal. I will show it to you, maybe add some macronutrients to complete the information. And yeah, that will be it. So see you in the next vlog. Ciao ciao.